Hello everybody. Today's lesson is about idioms. Now, for anybody who knows my page, Exam Preparation with Daryl, you will know that I put an idiom of the day every day, or most days at least. And what I like to do is to give you an example, and then I'd like you to write an example sentence. But a few of them, I've noticed a few mistakes. So I want to talk about a few of the mistakes that I have seen and how to avoid them, basically. So the first one, as you can see, is to talk shop. So this is to talk to your colleagues about work. So an example here could be, can we not talk shop when we are having a few drinks? This is our time to relax. So this is talking, or in this case, asking not to speak about work. However, one thing that I've noticed is what type of chat about work we're talking about here. So, for example, when we say to talk shop, we're talking about general chit-chat about work. So, we're talking about, we feel so stressed, or I don't like the manager or my colleagues, or something along these lines. Some people use to talk shop when describing negotiation or something related to contracts, but this is not what we're talking about with this. When we say to talk about work, we're talking about general chit-chat about work. Next one is, again, business related. Get the axe, and this means to lose your job. So the example I have here is a lot of people in the company got the axe because they were not hitting their targets. So when we talk about get the axe, we mean that that person has done something wrong. That person has done something wrong which makes them lose their job. Example, it's not hitting their targets. Another example is that they're always late. However, some people use this phrase when discussing about COVID. So a lot of people lost their jobs because of COVID, because there's not enough demand. But this is not getting the axe, because get the axe means that it's your fault or that person's fault. Whereas losing your job because of COVID means that it's not your fault. We would say, if you lose your job in that way, we would say to get made redundant or to be let go. And also, if you choose to leave your job, this is a personal choice, so this does not mean get the axe neither. And one more is the big cheese, and this means to be very important. So the example is, Malcolm is a bit quiet in social settings, but he is the big cheese in the finance industry. The main mistake I hear here is that people talk about personally important people. Like, for example, Jill is the big cheese to me. People think Jill is very important to me, but that's not what the big cheese means. Yes, Jill might be very important to that person. But when we say the big cheese, we mean to be very important in society. Maybe they have a lot of power, a lot of wealth. So we're talking about people who are important in society as opposed to personally important. So that was just three idioms that we had there. So here we have a little activity. Let me just put myself down to the bottom. So what I would like you to do is to complete the sentences using the following idioms. Talk shop, get the axe, and big cheese. You may need to change the form of the verbs if necessary. So you have 3 idioms, and I would like you to put 1 idiom into each gap. So I would like you to pause the video and I will tell you the answers. So I'm going to tell you the answers in 3, 2, 1, now. So hopefully you have paused the video and you're not cheating. Give it a go. Definitely give it a go. So number 1, we talk shop all evening. Just remember that we need to change it to the past simple. You might be okay with the present perfect. We have talked shop all evening. Although I do find that the past simple sounds better here. It sounds more likely that it's in the past. But if you had said have talked shop, maybe it's okay here. I'll let you off with it. But I do think talk shop is the best. And also here in the sentence, I guess that we are getting stressed by everything that is happening in work at the moment. So we're talking about chit chat. We're not talking about negotiation. We're not talking about marketing or finance. We're talking about I'm fed up with my job because, for example. It doesn't have to be negative. It could just talk about generally what you're doing. But the idea here is we're not talking about anything too specific. Julia is the big cheese in the retail industry. So again, this means she's very important in the retail industry. So she's important in society here. It's not personally important. And finally, Max got the axe yesterday. Now remember, because of yesterday, we need to use the past simple. And we use got the axe because he was spending too much time talking to his partner at work. So in other words, he was doing something bad that made him lose his job. It wasn't because of the business downsizing. So I hope you found this useful. What I would like you to do is to write a sentence for each idiom in the comments. I will check the comments and I will give you some feedback. So if you're interested in a little bit more practice, feel free to do so. If you haven't already, please like my page, Exam Preparation with Daryl on Facebook, and subscribe here on YouTube. And also I have an exam group on Facebook, which is PET, FCE, CAE, CPE, and IELTS support and help. Yes, there are a lot of acronyms there, but I wanted to make sure everybody got mentioned. Okay. Please give me any feedback. Let me know what you thought of this video. And if you have any other ideas of anything you would like to see here, please let me know. Bye.